Adrian Beltre, he made a monument of him, everything else. Just what do you remember and recall him playing against?
He was one of my favorite people to compete against. Always smiling, always having a good time. He would play hard. He'd play hurt. He was a pain in the butt to try and get out. Great defense at third, but just the smile and the joy that he took the field with. It was a pleasure to call him a competitor and to get to play against him.
From the other side, we would see him and Odor kind of messing around all the time, but you knew he took the game serious. How important is it to have guys like that in this game that can smile, but you know they take the game serious?
You have to have fun. We play too many games, and it's too hard for you to not have fun. You have to love it, and the joy and the passion that Adrian Beltre played with, unmatched by many others. And I used to love watching him. You know, his rituals that he would do before the game at third base, all his little antics and the fun he would have, and the way he would set pitchers up. He was one of the best to ever do it. Really cool. He's being honored today.
3 hours before a game, you put your headphones in. What's going into your mind right then and there on a start?
Yeah, it's right after I do my like visualization and mental prep is when after that finishes is when the headphones go on and I start locking it in on what I got to do that day.
All right, we picked up on you in between innings before a game. You run out to that. You run out there with your song, whether road or home. What's going through your mind? And when you take those two big breaths, what's going through your mind in those moments?
Yeah, it's gathering myself, slowing myself down before I run out, and then as I'm running on the field, it's I'm reminding myself, all right, I'm on the field. Like I always talk about being present where you're at. When I'm in the dugout, I'm calm, I'm relaxed. As soon as I step on the field, I bring the intensity up. I start talking to myself out loud, getting my head where I need to get it to go out there and execute pitches.
You've talked about it, controlling those emotions, though, as well, whether it's going at umps or anyone else. How have you found that right place with your emotion?
Yeah, I don't think any pitcher will tell you that they have it down to a science and it's always right because the emotions vary every game because no game is the same. But it's, I think, training yourself to be able to recognize when you're feeling certain emotions, the awareness to know when you're a little angry, when you're a little too happy, when you're a little too excited, when you get, too hyped up for an 0-2 pitch and you spike it, when you get a little too relaxed 0-0 and you go ball one when, you don't need to. Things like that of being able to recognize after one pitch or one hitter or just as soon as you can recognize when an emotion starts to affect your performance and being able to flush it and get back to being where you need to be.
Last thing, part of your growth is having more innings pitched than in the past. What are you learning about where you're at in that process now of building upon the innings?
Yeah, I'm starting to taper the workload down at this point in the year. We talked about that with the staff of preserving a little bit of extra juice for the games now that we're in that August, almost September kind of sprint to the finish line. And it's tough for me because I don't want to be a self-proclaimed hard worker, but I every day I try to do as much as I can to put myself in a position to be successful when I go out there and take the ball every fifth or sixth day for this team. And it's kind of rewiring the brain to realize that more at this point in the year isn't always better, even though that's what you want to do. You want to do more. You want to work harder. It's like sometimes working smarter is better than working harder, especially in August and September when you're at a point where you've never really been in terms of workload.